Jared Martin in the Royal Purple booth, and there's a huge crowd because we're getting ready to unveil another car here. But before we get into that, we recently did a series of videos that kind of clear up some of the myths of using synthetic oil. And we talked about, you know, does the oil cause leaks? And we touched on how synthetic oil can kind of make its way past some of the buildup on worn out seals, so, you know, may or may not. But we did get a question after we posed the series about, is it okay to switch back and forth if you need to from a synthetic to a non-synthetic?
Sure, yeah. I mean, synthetic oils are, all synthetic oils used for automotive formulation, should I say, are compatible with mineral grade products. About the only synthetic base stock you're going to find an incompatibility issue with is polyalkylene glycols, which are common to AC systems. So, you know, getting back to that, you're not going to find an automotive-based lubricant that's going to have issues with mineral-based products. So you can switch it. You can use it before, you can use it after. If you were running a synthetic and you were a low accord and all you could find was mineral oil, you can top it off with mineral oil. It's completely compatible. It's not an issue.
Interesting. Well, another response we got was regarding additives. Some people say that they used a conventional oil with an additive they really liked, and is it a good idea if they switch to a synthetic to continue to add another bottle of something?
Don't ever, I can't think of any oil manufacturer or engine manufacturer or really anybody that recommends the use of additives, and the reason being is it's not just what's in the oil. When you build a finished product, it's an order that you put it together and at what temperature you put it together. So just dumping it in after the fact, you don't know that you're going to get uniform atomization, uniform suspension of that additive, whether it be a zinc, phosphorus, GDDP type additive. Some of these guys are doing for flat tappets or whatever. You don't know that it's going to be suspended uniformly. It could settle to the bottom. It could be out of range of the pickup tube. Who knows if you're even getting it circulating through the motor.
Interesting.
It's not only what's in the oil, it's when it went in and at what temperature it was added to the base stock.
Well, and one of the things that Royal Purple advertises is that your blend has good stuff in it on a variety of different levels.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of one. You know, Royal Purple's claim to fame is we got into this business with the Centerlick technology. So that's really what made us who we are. It amplifies the film strength of the product as well as the oxidation resistance, well beyond even what other synthetics offer. And it's due to additives. I mean, 15 to 25% of a finished product is going to be additives. That's what we focus on because that's really what's defining the performance. I always tell people, a lot of people define products by, well, is it mineral, is it synthetic, what base stock is it, how much, what's the percentage? Guys, just think of that base stock as being a carrier. Absolutely, synthetic is a better carrier, but what's doing all the work is that 15 to 25% additives, and that's our specialty.
And that's already in the bottle. Okay, last one I'm going to bug you with is this discussion that goes on and on and on for oil change intervals. And you know, who do you listen to? What's the best oil change interval?
If you're really looking to maximize oil change interval, there's only one way to do that, and it's trend oil analysis. You know, a lot of people will take a single data point and they'll determine, well, the oil is a good oil, it's a bad oil. You can't take one data point and develop a trend. It takes at least three. So you want to get into an oil sampling program if you're looking to maximize your drain intervals, and it's very difficult to do because your driving habits change.
Every engine's different.
Change.
Environment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even with a single, you know, we do a lot of fleet testing with fleet vehicles, and it's really hard to, without doing a long distance trend in a certain vehicle. It's not only, you know, it's from the same vehicle. You've got to take data points. You've got to take consistently. Not only that, but you have to take the oil from the same portion. You know, you can't use a vampire pump one time and then pull the plug the next time and expect those to be a good comparison. So it's really, that's the best way to do it. Other than that, there's really no true way other than listening to the manufacturers, because I don't know a manufacturer out there that's going to stick their neck out and recommend too long of an oil drain interval.
Sure.
You know, we recommend 15,000 miles on our new HMX. That's going to be safe. Could it go longer? Probably, but I would not do that. It's like, I would not do that with oil sampling. It's like me telling you, hey, don't worry about ever getting your blood checked. You're going to live till you're 100 years old.
Right.
Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine.
Well,
no, you're going to want to make sure you go to the doctor and check on that. So anytime you're really extending drain intervals, I mean, you could have a PCB issue. You could be using a poor quality air filter. There could be something wrong with the air filtration system. A lot of things that the oil can't control. So you really, on that particular unit, want to do trend oil analysis if you're looking to get the absolute maximum oil drain.
But the funny thing is, in our genre of performance cars and people's, hot rods, they trend the other way, where they're like 3,000 miles changing no matter what.
That's good for business, but yeah, they don't have to. It's yeah, I mean, people are largely
they're kind of trained.
Cautious. Yeah, and you know what we'll recommend for people with hot rods, and it's probably going to be pretty conservative, but to change it every year. If you're not putting a lot of miles on it, change it every year, because then what becomes the issue is the condensation that builds up in the oil, the fuel contamination. It's taking its toll on the oil while it's just sitting there in the sump not being used. So best practice is to change it annually just before you put it away for the winter. So that way you're storing it with oil that has no water in it, has no byproducts of combustion in it, no fuel, no anything. So it's fresh oil.
Well, good. I haven't been lying, because that's what I tell people.
Good.
You guys have some new stuff here?
We do. We've got been a big year for Royal Purple. Now, as you know, we're a part of the Calumet brand of specialty products, and it's given us a lot of resources to bring out some really cool products. So we're really excited about that. We're bringing out a product called Max-Tane, which is a diesel additive. It's good for cleaning the complete diesel fuel system. It is an anti-gel. It is a cetane improver. As well, it provides lubricity to basically, you know, a lot of your diesel fuels have low sulfur. So it's providing that lubricity back to the injectors, the injector pumps, everything. We lost that with some of the new fuels.
Seems like 3 or 4 things in one.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a very good product, and that's basically all you need to run with your diesel. I mean, we've got it in 2 sizes. We've got a 10-ounce, which will treat up to a 50-gallon tank, and then we've got the 20-ounce, which will treat obviously a 100-gallon tank.
Something you recommend doing a shot of every once in a while, or run it all the time? Or
well, it depends on your needs. I mean, if you're in cold weather and anti-gel is a constant threat, obviously you're going to want to run some type of anti-gel all the time. So it really just depends on the needs of the consumer.
Well, that's cool. So you got the diesel product. What else are you looking at?
We actually just launched a product called Max Boost. It boosts octane numbers by, I think it's up to 3 actual numbers. So if you've got a 91, it'll boost it up to like a 94.
Good.
And the cool thing about that is not only is it a booster, we've seen boosters all over the place, that's great, it's actually a stabilizer as well. So it combats the effects that the ethanols are having on our fuels. You know, that they tend to absorb water and tend to gel. It's going to stabilize the fuel. That's a big benefit there.
And that's kind of considering that those people who want an octane boost don't drive every day and the car might sit for a while?
Exactly. So usually something like that, like I actually use it in my bikes, my motocross bikes. And I run pump gas and it's too expensive to run.
Right, that's what you got, yeah.
So basically, but you know, they need the higher octane. I'm running a 14 to 1 450 motor. And so, so it's running 91, actually 93 octane with the booster. But that 5-gallon jug might sit, I haven't ridden now in 2 months, so it's sitting around. And I would not be comfortable doing that if it did not have some type of stabilizer in it.
And that 14-to-1 motor's happy with that, huh?
Yeah, it is. So it's running pretty good.
That's cool. All right, man. Well, listen, I think our next chapter will be the unveiling of the mystery car.
Yeah.
Again, we appreciate the insight, and shoot us an email. You got a question, pose a comment. We'll ask these guys. They know what they're talking about more than I do. Jared, it's always a pleasure.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.